Testing 1, 2, 3. All right, hello friends. All right, I want to show you another trick that I don't think I've shown you yet, and I'm sorry, I believe my sound quality is bad. I've been fighting with it for over an hour, and so it may just be that my nice expensive microphone, this would be desperately bad news. Of course, it's under warranty, but still. I've restarted everything twice, never get into it. I'm so irritated right now I could spit. I could machine gun the factory where this stuff is manufactured. So if that happens, I didn't do it. One of these days I'm going to get a chance to describe to you people. Not online, I mean personally. You'd be astounded. You'd be, and it's equipment. It's, anyway, never mind. Just, all right, I'm trying to settle down. And I'm afraid the sound quality is bad. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right. Another trick for correcting portraits, and it's what I call a flip chart technique. It doesn't have to be laminated, just ordinary paper will do. But you print out a copy of the portrait, same size as your painting. You tape it down firmly on along, and then you use the trick that our eyes do, the same thing that makes a flip chart work, a piece of paper, a stack of papers, like the old-fashioned Nickelodeon trick, and really movies do the same, employ the same thing in our eye. So it's not quite as easy as it might sound. It takes actually quite a bit of visual discipline to keep your eye from wiggling. You have to keep your eyes very still while you're doing this. But anyway, it is a trick that can do the job. You put down a mark, then you compare it. You can barely see what I'm doing, I know. But I want to get the job done. It really, even more than I want to teach you, I want to get this portrait done. So the opposite of my norm. I really want to teach most of the time, but right at the moment, I really want to get this painting fixed. So there you go. That's it. I can end the broadcast after an hour of fighting with this technology. Again, there's no trick that is foolproof. This is still, you can still mess up, but it can get you a ways down the road too. It can get you closer. It's not quite as precise as the other technique that you might have seen that I have not done yet, and that's where you would take this photograph that's the same size as the painting and trace it on this piece of acetate and then on top of the photograph. If I'm not perfectly happy with the likeness that I've achieved at the end of this process, then I will indeed. My technical tricks are progressive, right? I start mild and get more and more radical if the need arises. So I was quite disappointed with this when I started checking, using technical tricks to check this portrait, because a couple days ago when I put it down, I thought I was, well, I did have a likeness. You could easily tell who the painting was. So, and that's sort of my level of skill. I'm able to achieve a likeness, but there's just always a little something wrong. Not always. There's often a little something wrong with it. Do you know what I mean? Like you could tell who it was. Oh yeah, that's Ian and Laura. That's cool. It looks just like him. People would say, "Oh, it looks just like him." I get this at weddings all the time when I'm in the early stages of capturing the likeness, and it doesn't look like. Well, but people can tell who it is, so they say, "Oh, it looks just like them," and I know good and well it doesn't look just like them. They're being nice, and what they're saying is, "Oh, I can tell who it is." And then again, that's sort of far too often is my level of skill or lack thereof, whichever you want to look at it. But at least he gave me the excuse here to show you this. Yet another trick for photomechanical means for finding your mistakes, correcting them. So as I said, there you go. Yet one more trick up our sleeves, shall we say. And once again, you see I'm using pencils. Again, very unconventional. It is not normal to use pencils in this way. So don't blame me if you get yelled at by your teacher for using, don't use pencils in oil painting. That would be a teacher basically telling you the truth, maybe in a more vigorous way than they need, but anyway, I always feel like I just need to make that clear. Yes, of course you can use pencils, but no, it is not conventional or traditional or whatever. All right, I am getting closer. Hallelujah. Funny how you even a bit of a racket when I do it, isn't it? You guys are hearing the crazy noisy turn of the page. So there you go. I might just end this broadcast really short because I'm worn out from wrestling with technology. And I've accomplished what I set out to do, which was show you another trick. So that's what it looks like right now. And it's soon, I think I'll be close enough. I think I'll be satisfactory within shouting distance, so to speak, of accurate, close enough so that I can move on to oils. So I've got 2 paintings in the works here, 2 double portraits. And again, I just want my drawing, or I want my drawing really accurate, but not things like details and colors. Oh, by the way, you might be wondering, I have actually moved her head up, which was at first a mistake, and then when I went to this flip chart thing, I decided to retain that mistake to some degree. So I don't expect that the client will look at the photograph and say, hey, wait a minute, you made her taller. So in a sense, I'm making her sit up a little bit taller. And I think that's essentially a flattering or complimentary adjustment. That's why I'm going to keep it, even though initially it was actually a bit of a mistake on my part. I did that accidentally without noticing. This kind of, and I'll talk about this a little bit before I disappear on you. This kind of thing does happen fairly frequently in my paintings, that late in the process I'll discover. Most of my artwork, of course, is landscapes or cityscapes, so I'm really referring here to that kind of work. And I'll discover that I've made a mistake. Like years ago, one of those quote-unquote mistakes that I discovered most often is that I tend to squeeze buildings. I make them taller, or whichever you want to call it. And then I would discover it late in the process and go, oh man, I made the building. But one of the questions I have is, sometimes those mistakes, those errors, I think might be artistic or intuitive. And, so maybe you should leave some of them. Like this is one where I've made her slightly taller. But I want to go back to the cities for a minute. Now it's a matter of practice for me. I intentionally, I let it happen. I don't try to fight it, because I just feel like the city just buildings look a little bit better. They would never notice that I scrunched their house or, scrunched their street. They just wouldn't notice, but I notice now, and I do think that was intuitive. It actually looks better when you accordion the buildings a little bit. And again, this is one of those times where I think that might be the case. The fact that I, in a sense, made her a little tiny bit more flattering simply by giving her better posture, if you will, just making her sit up. And I don't think my client, I don't think anybody will look at it and say, oh, isn't that nice? He made her sitting up straighter. It's not my intention. Does that make sense? Not my intention to do it to an extent that people notice. It's just my little secret as an artist. I don't really want people to notice that I did it. But as I said, I do wonder if sometimes some of those mistakes are intuitive. We sort of make a little better artwork by making mistakes. Okay, I'm getting really close on her now, but again, I don't want to keep broadcasting. I love you. Don't love you that much. What? What they say. So I'm going to continue without your wonderful company, and I'm just going to keep on doing this till I'm quite satisfied. I'm happy with him. I'm going to keep doing this till I'm completely satisfied with her face. I'm very close, as you can see. And then I'll move on to oils. All right, thanks guys. Let me see, you guys, several of you have left chats. And Stephen Stoll. Yeah, keep my cool. Boy, I need it today, Stephen. It's been rough. Hey, hello, Barbara. Mod Podge the photo on there. Yeah, exactly. Mod Podge it on there. Hello, R. Harn. I really think it's interesting and learning. Good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I appreciate that. And some people are watching on YouTube and on Facebook, and for some reason I'm not getting their chat, so sorry about that. But anyway, I'm just bid a fond adieu to you and you and you. Thanks for watching, y'all. Bye-bye.